This is Chuck Anderson's Little Shop of Wonders.
Here's a tiny, tiny one that's also from New Guinea. It's almost like an alpine plant.
Chuck Anderson of Mason has been growing orchids since he was 14 years old.
What fascinates you about these flowers?
Just the variety, the way they grow in nature. They're one of the most advanced families of plants. And I think I would say both of my grandmothers had an interest in horticulture and orchids in general, both my grandmother in Norway and my grandmother in Vermont. So that helped.
In this greenhouse at Mason Hollow Nursery, there are thousands of plants.
It's truly a jungle in your greenhouse. You know, that is like a jungle in here. How many plants? Over 5,000?
Probably. You lose track when you grow things, divide them, and next thing you know, you forget how many you made. And so, yeah, it's probably 5,000 to 10,000, that range.
Over 1,000 orchids here, and Chuck can name each and every one of them.
This is a little, you picked the smallest one here, by the way. This is a little division of a Japanese variegated orchid that that's very popular going back to the samurai days of collecting orchids like that.
There are orchids we can easily recognize, and plants we can't imagine are orchids.
You might not recognize this thing as an orchid either. All those little tiny, tiny flowers.
On this rainy, dreary, late winter day, the greenhouse is a breath of springtime.
Some of these plants, like this one right here, I'll take off. This is a Dendrobium violaceum that comes from the highlands of Papua New Guinea, and there's several different species from that area.
Orchids from Thailand, China, and Mexico.
This white one here is a Mexican species right there.
Many species are grown in tropical parts of the world. New Hampshire's outdoor climate a bit too harsh for the delicate plant, especially this time of year.
In this greenhouse, we try to keep it what we call a cool temperature greenhouse, which would be equivalent to higher elevations in the Peruvian Andes or something like that, because part of it is we live in New Hampshire and we don't want to spend a lot on fuel in the winter. So 50 degrees at night. The biggest issue sometimes is keeping things cool in the summer, because warm, sticky summer nights, just like we don't like it, a lot of the plants don't like it. So we do have a lot of fans blowing air to keep things, moving, and that seems to keep a healthy environment. They look like little shoes or toilet bowls.
Chuck's wife, Sue, is also a grower. While orchids are Chuck's baby, Sue grows award-winning hostas. They export them and host the American Hosta Society convention in June. The couple also travels to Colombia to meet with local botanists in search of exotic orchids. Chuck and Sue are members of the New Hampshire Orchid Society, which recently held its annual show in Nashua. They won awards, but they're humble and don't like to brag.
How many awards did you win at the recent show?
Ooh, I didn't really keep track. Sue said, I think she said it was like 17 or something like that.
Is that normal for you?
Yeah, I guess so.
The Orchid Society's annual show is in its 31st year, minus 2 years missed due to COVID. More than 150 members show their plants and flowers for the annual sale and show. No two shows are ever alike.
A lot of people expect it to be like what you might see in a supermarket, but you'll see all shapes and sizes and fragrances, and just every orchid show I've ever been to is just completely different.
Our growers are being judged on size of plants, shape of flowers, fragrances, foliage. There are some orchids that they're only judged on the foliage, colors.
The show was crowded with people anxious for a taste of spring.
This is a dwarf species. It's from the Himalayas.
Yeah.
So it likes to be cool, very cool and dry in the winter.
Chuck's degree from UNH is botany and plant pathology. So when folks stop by his booth, it's pretty clear he knows his stuff.
No, it's been really fun. I mean, there's a lot of people here. We meet a lot of local people from, as far away as Ecuador and Taiwan.
And so it's really fun. It took us probably 3 or 4 weeks to get all the plants together to bring here. So we probably brought 2,000 or 3,000 plants.
It's just a very exciting atmosphere here, and people love the orchids, and people that have never grown them before all of a sudden become real collectors.
Orchids can bloom for months or days.
The blooms on this in the right conditions can last almost 12 months, an individual bloom, because they come from a cooler area where they have to stay in bloom a long time for someone to find it to pollinate it. We also have some others that last less than a day.
Looking around his greenhouse, Chuck acknowledges horticulture is an interest he was born to do.
What would your grandmothers think to know that you've taken this hobby as a 14-year-old boy?
I would think they'd probably say, yep, that sounds like it.